challenging coming into the system. One of the things that I think has not worked particularly for me or in my favor is the fact that I've spent a number of years in radiology because I've finished my residency training in Nigeria. So I'm a consultant radiologist. So I tried putting in for different kinds of jobs. The junior ones, the middle grade, the senior one, because I know that I can only apply for locum consultant radiologist in the UK because I don't have their CSER and CCT. So it's only those that have CSER and CCT that I was told can take consultant radiologist to work straight. If you are coming from outside, you have a foreign qualification like that we have in Nigeria, you can only come in for locum consultant radiologist. And the post also offer COS. I think I've been lucky and favored enough. I've had interviews close to, honestly, about 10 interviews. I've had like 10 interviews. I've missed maybe one or two. The first one, I missed it. The mail came into my spam box, so I didn't see it. But I've attended quite a number. I think up to 7, 8, 9. Even last month, I still attended. It's almost every month that I have one interview or the other. And the response for some of them, the responses have actually been quite encouraging. 2 of the occasions, the clinical lead had to call me in person to apologize and told me the reason why I was not the preferred candidate. Stated that I didn't have FRCR and that I had not even attempted the exam. And for the level consultant radiologist that I was applying for that role, I needed at least to have started my FRCR journey. I have now gone for the FRCR. I was in the UK last month, so I wrote the FRCR part 1, and I passed the exam. But after then, it's just a month after. Of course, I still have about 5, 6, 7 applications outside. I'm still waiting for responses. But it's just getting me worried that, having passed the exam years down the line, this year I had to, drop my license. A lot of us are having to do that. Drop license, just maintain registration. They said, okay, you are doing well in the interviews. About 2 or 3 of them called me and said, you really did well. So one of them told me that they had difficulty making up their mind, that he chose me, but that the HR was the one that said no, that if I don't have FRCR, or I've not even started FRCR, my report, radiology reports, will not be taken outside of that hospital, even if I will be able to work in the hospital. So he encouraged me and said I should please find a way of doing my FRCR. So I've gone to start the FRCR and I've passed the first stage. So I just want to know, of course, I'm talking to those in radiology already, of what I should do. But I also want to know, with your wealth of experience on this, and maybe other information that other people might just not be privileged to have, because this is also your business. I want to ask, is there any other thing that someone can do to actually further help to finally land the job? So that's my question. Thank you.
Bobby,
thank you so much. Sorry?
Happy for me to respond to that.
Yes, go ahead, please. I was just about to call you. Yes, go ahead, please.
Well done, Seun. I must say you have really done well. People say heaven help those who help themselves, and the Yorubas will say, meaning it's the child that raises the hand that the mom will pick up first. You've done almost everything needed, okay? And I must say congratulations, because you've gone above and beyond, and you're just very close to getting that job. I haven't gone to about 9 or 10 interviews. It shows that you are eligible to be employed. You have what it takes to be selected. Because by the time they're calling you for interview, they must have turned down a lot of people, but you managed to get an interview. So I would say the job is around the corner. Now, having said that, I would say just keep on doing what you're doing. Another thing that happens in this UK is networking. And that's where we come in as Balusega. I've got colleagues who I've got good rapport with at work. I'm a consultant anesthetist. Victoria is a consultant psychiatrist. Both of us know people in radiology. And it's just a word of mouth. Say, I have a friend of mine who's looking for a job. If anything opens, let me know. It might even be something you want to just do observership or something to just get into the system. And they will say something. And I will back this up with one example. There was a lady about maybe 2 years ago. She used Balusega. She then had problems getting into internal medicine. One day she just emailed us to say, I'm getting really depressed now, 9 months after PLAB 2, no job. Then we said, send your CV. And whilst I was correcting some of the CV things, say, add this, I just walked into one of Nigerian registrar, very senior in medicine. I said, I even have one CV. I'm looking at it, but maybe you'll be able to put some internal medicine thing into it. She said, send it to me, chief. So I sent it to her and said, let her add this, let her take this off. And by the way, let me even speak to the lead employer in my department. I said, that would be nice. So within 3 or 4 days, he said, this girl may get the job, but don't tell her, so that she prepares well. I said, oh, voila now. So I told the guy, I said, the job is coming out, so apply, prepare very well. And lo and behold, I'd even forgotten. Like 2 weeks after, she just called, she was crying. She said, if I had known, I would now not have waited 9 months. They gave me the job. Before I knew what, she was already in somewhere in Kent. She had started a job. I've never seen her before. It's only text messaging. So sometimes these things happen. It's not only in Nigeria, man knows man. It happens everywhere. I would tell you, when I got into UK, it was one of my friends, he was operating, he told the anesthetist that I have a very good anesthetist in Nigeria. They said, oh, give him my email. And then email came. I was talking about observership. The guy said, send your CV. He looked at my CV, he said, what are you observing again? You already have so much experience. We have job, we need people. It was just like that. I was emailing about observership. He was telling me there's nothing to observe with your CV. Then I came on holiday. He took me around the hospital. He said, do you like it? Are you ready to work for us? It was a shocker. And then I applied. Before I knew what, they gave me a job. I was the one that delayed the start date because they said, we need you to work. They were giving me a job in February. I was finishing my UCH training in April, and I didn't want to leave so that they said, oh, but when I come, it just disappeared in between training. So I was the one that begged them till end of April so that I can finish my contract in UCH. Everybody is happy. I'm a good lawyer boy before I left. So it's like that. So now that you've told us, just send an email to balusega@yahoo.com with your details, summary of what you have. And then one of my few friends, Victoria, will do the same. If anything comes positive, we'll just network you. Email, I'm from Dr. Victoria, I'm from Dr. Balogun, like that. And then you create a rapport. Once something comes out, you have to prove yourself. But again, there will be that element of, it's from my friend. It happens everywhere in the world. There were times when I was very new in anesthetics and we needed to be signing form. There are some people who will never sign the form. They will never sign it. Everybody knows they will never sign it. But then I go with this, my friend, say, come, we're having a drink, consultants. Will you join us? I'll take you there. Then you get to where the consultants are having drinks, they're laughing, everybody's laughing. You too, you're just kind of like, holding yourself together and say, how you came with this guy? Okay, yeah, but I have some forms to sign. He said, bring everything tomorrow morning. Signed everything. Not because of anything, but because he's seen who brought me to the party and they are close friends. He would never have signed those forms for me if I had approached him. Everything official. But at that point in time, he was joking, we were laughing. I said, I've got a pile of forms that I need you to sign. Bring everything tomorrow morning. Signed it. And people come after me and say he doesn't sign form. Over to you, Bobby.
Thank you very much for that response. And Sean, good question. Like you said, you've done a lot, and that's good. Referrals are very globally inclined. The word referral is not a Yoruba word, nor Igbo word, nor Hausa word. It means it is done everywhere. You can definitely have this, what we call the manuma, like Shaya has just said. So it's very, very possible. You never can tell where, one help can come in from. Before we call on anybody, I would like to call on Mubarak. I think Mubarak is here. He has used our services and he has succeeded as well. He's doing very well. If it's okay with you, you could just unmute your mic, Mubarak, and say one or two things, to the hearing of everyone and see whether it can help somebody, because you're now working in the UK. And if it's okay, you might just say one or two things on our behalf. Is that okay, Mubarak? I hope you're here to hear. I hope you heard what I said. Okay, whilst we're waiting for him, we'll still throw. Good. All right, Mubarak.
Yeah. I think it's a good avenue to be here today. I really appreciate everyone in Balusega. I honestly cannot emphasize how grateful I am to all I benefited from Balusega, starting from my CV review to the mock interview. They were very, very beneficial. They helped me in my interview and ultimately to get a job. So I think it was really helpful. And I believe this kind of avenue would really help we IMGs from Nigeria and from so many other places to benefit from a lot of things that will help us in getting jobs and also pursue our career in the UK. Once again, I really appreciate everyone in Balusega. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mubarak. Really appreciate it. It's a pleasure to know that you work together, and you are doing very well in the UK. So thank you, and just kindly spread the news about. So it's our monthly Q&A. If you have any questions, feel free. It's just 1 hour. We try to do it the best way we can. You can either text write your questions in the chat, or you can unmute your mic and say it verbally, whichever one you are okay with, whichever one you're okay with. So feel free to just ask whatever question you want to ask. We'll be more than happy, do our best to answer your questions, and we'll take it from there. So again, thank you, Mubarak. Glad to know you're doing well. Before any question, as we normally do monthly, just some tips here and there. If you for example, if you are not working in the UK yet and you come to the UK to resume, if you do not have a SIM card yet, a UK SIM card, we usually advise you get one at the airport if you can't get from Nigeria, because sometimes people get from at the airport Nigeria. But if you get to the airport, UK, whatever airport, just get a SIM card. It's usually like 99p, and get a top of £5 or maybe £10. If you have any issue, log on to the free Wi-Fi at the airports, because some people get to the UK and start panicking. No, just calm down. Calm down. Again, transportation. Some people call us to say, how do I take a bus from the airport to? Don't bother yourself with bus. It is too stressful. You don't know the system yet. Just take airport taxi. Or if you have Uber app, or if you don't have the Uber app because you will pay with card, you don't take cash, just take the airport taxi. Rough 20, 30, 40 pounds, whatever you're going to. get to where you're going to and cool down, you will need to be mentally stable and relaxed before you get into the system in the UK. The Western world is on a faster pace. To be honest, it's different from where we're coming from. It doesn't necessarily mean they are better off and we are worse off. No, they are just on the fast pace. So you just want to make sure that you're mentally and psychologically ready, for having a bank account. If you have not opened a bank account whilst you came for your PLAB, once you get to the UK, you can quickly open one with what we call the online bank. There's a Tide, a couple of good ones as well. So they don't require too many documentations like the mainstream banks that tell you to bring all manner of things. They might even tell you to bring your parents' marriage certificate and all those things. So I'm just joking, so it's best to just get an online bank because they will want you to, they will need a bank account to pay your first salary, and you don't want to be messed about money. Nobody waits for anybody here. So we'd encourage you to do that. So those little tips, they help a great deal. Again, you can log on to or subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just go to Balosega and subscribe to it and go through the previous videos. Our educational series started February 2 years ago. We've done loads and loads of educational series. We've done loads and loads of monthly Q&A, recorded videos we had. You can watch them, listen to them. They will help you a great deal. One very important one we normally tell everybody to watch is medical legal. It is so important. You need to have a knowledge of your legal stance in the UK as a doctor. Some things are not allowed to be done oblivious to many doctors. You don't want to get into trouble. There's something in law that ignorance is not an excuse. You don't want to do anything wrong. A friend of ours, who was bailed out, quote and unquote, early this year or thereabouts, and he had years of war with GMC, years and years. GMC lost the case, but it took a toll on his life, on his marriage, on everything. He won the case, but he has had to start rebuilding from scratch all over again. You don't want to go through any of those things. So beautiful. Okay, yeah, thank you, Oluwaseun. Yeah, you said, yeah, send your CV to balosega@gmail.com. And Victoria, who is the head of the education subsidiary, will look into that and give you relevant advice, about what to do and how to go about it. Again, in our tips, just make sure that in whatever you do, if you have any need to know anything and you don't know who to call, just send us an email to the main email address, balosega@yahoo.com, and tell us what you need. If you have any of us numbers, just send a text via main text or WhatsApp. We'll do our best to assist because there's always a saying, you do not know until you know. We don't claim we know everything. We do not know everything, but a little we know, we will try and give for free. We're not selling it. We'll give it for free. There's no point selling. So very importantly, if you have not resumed working in the UK, very little tips you need. People have called us from the airport and they have been panicking. I said, look, just relax, just calm down first. And what do I do? Where do I go? Calm down first. Have you seen a shop around? Yes. Get a SIM card, get a bottle of water, drink, sit down first. Don't rush. Nobody's chasing you out. Just relax, So it is natural that we might get a little bit panicky about things, but we don't need to do that. So it's still open. We got about 15 minutes to go. If you have any questions, inquiries, suggestions you have, whatever it is, send it in the chat box, or if you like to do like everybody have been doing, you can unmute your mic and ask your questions verbally. It's a family affair we're doing here, So please feel free to ask whatever questions you have. Yeah, two people have asked previously, Ted and Sheon and even Mubarak has said a few things. So thank you all for saying what you're saying. So again, we will have our Q&A next month. That will be the last for the month because we wouldn't have Q&A in December. Truth is, we'll be on holiday then. Family, it's always a good time to be with family, December. And as we all know, end of the year is usually very tight. So the last Q&A will be next month. And by the grace of God, we will continue next year for a new season, as we call it. Okay, so D has asked a question: how does one go about getting a clinical attachment and navigating your way in UK? Good question. I'll throw the question to either Victoria or Shea, whichever one wants to answer, so that they have a more medical advice on that. Victoria, Shea, who wants to answer?
I can go first.
Good.
So, in as much as a lot of people talk about clinical attachment, first, it's very difficult to get into clinical attachment because most people who apply for clinical attachment, some wouldn't have had their GMC. Even if you've had your GMC, there hasn't been proper DBS check. DBS check is something like certifying you that you are not someone who is a criminal or have committed any offense, so that you're allowed to see women, children, and the vulnerable. So because of this police check not available for most people, because you do a thorough one when you get into the UK, a lot of people just don't want to have someone they don't know anything about. Because even if I tell them, oh, I'm a very good citizen, I've never committed any crime before, they don't know until that check is done. So a lot of people just don't listen much when it comes to clinical attachment. Secondly, clinical attachment doesn't add so much to you when you're applying for job. Rather than do a clinical attachment, I would always advise people to do ALS. Because if you do ALS, it sets you different from the person who has not. Thirdly, if you get the clinical attachment, you'll just be walking on the wardrobe. You cannot touch the patient. You just walk, listen to what they say, and go back home. A few people have been very lucky. They come into clinical attachment. Whilst doing the clinical attachment, something opens up in the unit. I would say they're less than 5%. And they just say, oh, we have something coming up, F1. And they get the job. So in summary, what I'm saying is clinical attachment is not all on, it's not a do or die thing. It's not something I'll put so much effort into. Well, if you have a very quick connection, get into obstetric and gynecology, and that's your specialty, you want to do it, then go for it. Mind you, if you're coming from Nigeria and you're coming for 2 weeks clinical attachment, I think it's a big waste of money. But if you live in the UK and you get clinical attachment close to where you live, well, it's better than staying at home. You can as well just go refresh, meet people, social networking, job networking. People tell you things, they know you, they can stand for you. But if you're coming from Nigeria, I beg, focus on searching for job and focus on ALS if you can. And a lot of people are now doing ALS just after their PLAB. So they finish the PLAB and they would have booked somewhere close. There are lots of ALS centers in Manchester where you can actually apply for this job. I'll let Victoria add something to this question. Thank you.
Yeah,
Victoria, yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, clinical attachments, like Dr. Balogun has said, they have limited use. But obviously, if one is really keen on getting the experience, you can. If you are interested, So I am a psychiatrist. If you're interested, I can probably link you up for clinical attachment in psychiatry if that's where you're interested. But if you have any requests for particular clinical attachment, send an email to balosega@gmail.com and we can see what we can do. But I think it's really best to focus more on getting the job. And that's what we've said, we have all these products available. I don't think, for example, I don't believe Dr. Mubarak got a clinical attachment, but he's now working in the UK. So it's not compulsory. It helps some people. If, yes, there is a space in the department and they like you on the clinical attachment, they can let you know. So that's an advantage. But aside that, it's not so much of an advantage. However, if anybody has any questions, if you want, I work in psychiatry. Dr. Balogun works in anesthesia. He's an anesthesiologist. So if you are interested in clinical attachments in those areas, we can see what we can do. Just send us an email. Yeah.
Thank you very much for that. I just remembered something different from what because again, we try to give whatever tips we can. I've heard people who have come into the UK quickly rush to get credit card, and they have advised them to build up their credit score. I will personally advise, please don't rush to get credit card. That's a very fast way to enter debt. Because when you buy and it's like buying and pay later, buying and pay later. People have entered serious debts. You don't want to have debt first year or so. So how you build your credit score, it's easy. All right. I would say direct debits. You can start direct debit with your rent, shortly after you come in. Obviously, start paying that regularly. If you want to go further, you can increase to get your SIM only, because you're coming with a phone most likely. Your SIM only direct debits. So you're gradually building up. Obviously, you need a credit score, but don't rush to get credit card. I heard of somebody, he came to the UK and after about 6 months, he had two credits, no, 9 months, sorry, he had two credit cards because he was working as a doctor and he was getting good money, two credit cards. And then he told me that he bought some things he didn't pay on time. I'm like, why would you do that? Yeah, they told him, why this day? So you need to please be very, very careful. There's more to life than credit card. Honestly, for me, if it is not debit, I won't buy. I won't buy what I do not own. That's just me. So we need to be wise. Please, I want to encourage everybody to do this thing so that you don't get into trouble. So Dia sent another question. Please, for the ELS, registering for it. Good question. Shaya, do you want to say something about the ELS?
What's the question in the ELS? Sorry.
How does D go about registering for ALS? She said. He or she, I'm
All
not sure,
right.
sorry.
All right. That's a very good question. So what you can do is to go online and type in, if you say ALS in the UK, it comes with Resource Council UK, RCUK. Yeah, when you go to RCUK website, yeah, that's the one. You go to RCUK website, and once you go onto it, you click on the website. There are lots of other things for nurses, for midwives, and everything. Click on ALS, and in the ALS, it will ask you to choose your location. Because you'll be coming to Manchester for PLA, that's if you're writing PLA. But if you're anywhere else in the UK, just put your location and search. Once you search, it will show you the hospitals that are offering ALS around that period with their time and a contact number. So you copy, you have a template of emails to say, hello, hope you're well. I'm considering coming to your institution for ALS. Could you let me know of availabilities? So copy like 10 emails and just randomly send. Before Friday, a few of them will reply. And then they reply you look at the time, the date, and the distance works for you. Then you say, okay, kindly send me a registration form. A lot of things, it differs. So if you are there's a range for ALS. The same ALS may be more expensive in London compared to Scotland, because Scotland may be struggling to fill the space. London, they have waiting space. So they just increase the amount. So you can also use price, the fee, as a selection criteria. For me, most times I'm just looking for something that matches my off day, that works well for me. I don't have to travel so much. So by the time 4 or 5 reply, I just like, which is the shortest? Which one works with because I don't want to use my Saturday to go and do ALS. So which one is not using my Saturday? Something like that. So at the end of the day, I just go for it. And no matter how much I pay, the hospital refunds me. So I don't really mind about how much I pay. And I think I have to do it every 4 years, even though anesthetics, we are always doing it every day. But officially, you have to just do it every 4 years. And like that. So that's it. I hope I answered your question appropriately and correctly. If there's something I missed, please just type it and I'll attend to it. Thank you.
Good. Thank you, Shay. D, good question. Okay, D is typing. So if you still have any further questions, follow-up questions or whatever, just let us know and we'll do our best to answer that. We just have a few minutes to go. Like we said, it's usually 1 hour and it's nearly about 5 minutes to the hour. If you still remember any questions after we finish, that's not a problem. You can send your questions to balosega@yahoo.com and just put in the subject October Q&A. We'll be more than happy to answer your question, whatever it is, advice, people ask us regularly for one advice or the other. And yeah, so if there's anything, just let us know and we'll take it from there. So we'll still open up to that. All right, good. D, check the website. And if you do have any questions, yeah, you just send us an email. Beautiful. We just have 4 minutes to go. If you do not have any questions at all, that's not a problem at all. But should you have any questions about settling in the UK, registration with GMC, whatever it is, we've done loads and loads of topics in the past. We started the education series February 2 years ago. So next February will make it 3 years. And just let us know, Balosega is 4 years this month. So we are also giving just 5% discount in booking with us. We're just 4 years old. We're still young but growing. By the grace of God, we're growing well. So very healthy. So thank God for that. Prayerfully, next summer we will have our it was meant to be biannual, but maybe biennial now. Summer barbecue that we did last year. It was really nice, though it rained, but it was really nice. People that came had a nice, wonderful time. We pray and hope we'll have it next year again. So just stay tuned to us. If you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please subscribe. Balosega on YouTube. Just go there and subscribe and see loads and loads of videos of previous events we've had. And we're looking forward to having more again next year. Next month, like I said, will be the last November, will be the last Q&A for the year. Q&A, no Q&A in December, and we'll just call it a break, call it break for the year and resume in January as well. So we aim to also have special quarterly events from next year as well. So the first one for the quarter will be maybe February or maybe March itself. We don't know yet, but we'll let us know. We bring up topical issues to discuss, to things that will help everyone one way or the other, directly, indirectly. We'll aim to get that sorted out soon. So just keep yourselves abreast of what we're doing. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll take it from there. Check all our social media handles. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and everywhere. And subscribe to us as well. If we can just send a link, can you just post the link for social media handles as well, so that people will get to know, and also relevant things that they need to know, so that they can follow us there. And yeah, we'll be more than happy to help one way or the other. Again, like I said, just to reiterate, if you remember a question after today's program, that is not a problem at all. Just send us an email. All right, send us an email, and we will be more than happy to answer your question. Just put in the subject October Q&A. October Q&A. Again, there is no wrong question. We all learn every day, including us talking. We learn every day. All right. So please, no wrong question. Feel free to ask whatever question, or maybe you have an advice or suggestion for Balusega. We'll be more than happy to answer. And for three of us, Victoria spoke earlier. I want to thank you, Victoria, for joining. She is wonderful. She's a consultant. Like Shaya said, Shaya is also a consultant, medical consultant. Well, I'm not a medical consultant, I'm a business consultant. So we're all consultants one way or the other. So yeah, so Shaya is posting the link to our social media handles on Balusega IG. We are just search for Balusega. A YouTube channel as well, Balusega, and Facebook, check it as well. Feel very free to go through all of that, and we'll be more than happy to give you whatever information we have to. So just have that in mind. It is 7 o'clock. We would like to round up now in the absence of no further question. And again, check balusegaedu.co.uk. It's very, very important. Sorry, balusegaedu, yeah. .com, balusegaedu.com, balusegaedu.com, I beg your pardon. Check it. That's our educational subsidiary. Victoria is in charge, and see all that we offer. We have lots and lots of packages there. And again, feel free to contact us via balusega@gmail.com for educational series questions or inquiries. And Victoria and her team will be more than happy to also assist. So again, on behalf of Balusega Limited, we want to say thank you to all Balusegites who are here today. Thank you for joining. Thank you for coming today. We want to wish you the very best. We will see next month, by the grace of God, November, for the last Q&A of the year. Do have a great month ahead. Remember, the time has changed today. If you have not changed it in the UK, change it so that you don't work on the old time, which I'm sure you've changed anyway. Get ready. The winter season is starting. It's starting gradually, and there's this prediction that's going to get cold very soon, like very, very soon. So keep warm. A few years ago, we gave Balusega mugs, so use that to drink your tea, your coffee. That will be very helpful. As you drink, just tell others about Balusega, and we'll be more than happy to help. So thank you very much, and bye for now. Till we meet again next month.
Sorry.
Enjoy yourself and stay care.
Sorry, before we go. Apart from the 5% discount that is ongoing, we have an opportunity for people. Maybe you're a natural marketer or you know someone who is.
Sure.
There's an opportunity for you to earn cash rewards, and it's going on up till November 30th next month. So if you're able to bring in 5 bookings for Balusega, we'll give you some cash rewards. If you're interested in this, you are serious about this, please send us an email to balusega@yahoo.com, or tell your friend. Might not be you, but maybe your friend is someone that is a natural marketer and is interested in this. And you can do this as many times as possible. So if you get, if you are able to get 20 or 30 or 40 bookings, for each 5 bookings you get, you will get a cash reward. So please, to find out more, if you're interested, send us an email, balusega@yahoo.com. Thank you.
Thank you. So tell a friend that can tell a friend that will tell a friend, and we will do just that. Good. In the absence of any other information, thank you all, and bye for now. We will meet next month by the grace of God, and we'll have fun again. Thank you for the questions. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you very much, and bye for now.